Howdy everyone and welcome back to the Game Team. We have a great show planned for today to kick off August, especially since Nintendo finally held their long-rumored Direct with a partner showcase this week. So, let's get into it all. The world of video game adaptations in Hollywood keeps on growing, this time on the smaller screen. Amazon MGM Studios announced that they'll be adapting its software in Bethesda's legendary Wolfenstein series. There isn't many details except that Patrick Somerville is attached as the creator and writer and showrunner for the project, with the tagline of "The story of killing Nazis is evergreen." Love to see it. Amazon also had some updates to give on their God of War show this week. Season 1 will be 10 episodes, and it seems 2 seasons have been greenlit. The show will also focus on the Norse era with Kratos and Atreus and emulate the tone of the 2018 game. Filming is currently slated for 2026. Sony and PlayStation have sued Tencent for allegedly copying and ripping off the Horizon franchise. The lawsuit centers around Tencent's Light of Motoram, an online survival game that is set in a world overrun by colossal machines that, well, looks very much like, The smoking gun is Sony's case seems to surround Tencent offering to collaborate with Sony on an online Horizon game last year. Sony declined this offer and Tencent went forward with revealing Light of Motoram. We'll definitely keep you updated on how this case shakes out, although I don't think it'll be a surprise on the result of the case. Battlefield 6 had its massive multiplayer reveal with a huge live event. On a side note, I always love to see these giant shows get put on to reveal games. The game will launch with 9 maps, including a remake of Battlefield 3's Operation Firestorm, and see the return of the classic class system with Recon, Assault, Engineer, and Support. The Battlefield Portal will also return with a Forge mode that includes scripting, level editing, and a proper server browser. They also shared that the game will have some sort of Battle Royale mode. While the full game launches on October 10th, you won't have to wait long to try it, as there will be a beta for the game starting August 7th for early access players and August 9th for everyone else. There will be a second weekend that also occurs on August 14th. Also, shout out to using Limp Bizkit's Break Stuff in the big trailer because, destruction. A new trailer for Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection was released, and we now have confirmation that the collection will include the beloved Mortal Kombat trilogy. Trilogy does have its problems balance-wise, but it's just so good that I'm excited for it. The game will be receiving physical editions for PS5, Xbox Series X, PC, and Switch 1 and 2. That Switch 2 version will also ship on a game card, not a game key. There will be a deluxe edition with some extra goodies, and limited run games will also have a collector's edition for those interested in that. One of my favorite smaller stories this week was actually from an interview Hideo Kojima, the man behind Metal Gear and Death Stranding, did with designer company SSense. Kojima reconfirmed that his horror cloud-based game with Xbox, OD, is still in development. While he didn't share much, it was what he said about it that gets me really excited. Quoting from the article directly, "Whenever OD comes out, he'll read all the tweets, watch the YouTube videos, scan all the reviews, but the reception won't matter to him then. Kojima is confident enough to know the legacy of his body of work will be defined much later. The real evaluations come after 10 or 20 years from now," he says. I kind of love this because we have seen this with his past titles like Metal Gear Solid 2 and even the first Death Stranding. I seriously can't wait to play OD. While this week's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase didn't bring any massive surprises, I thought it was a solid showing overall, with a few announcements that hit exactly my interest. The Direct kicked off with the reveal of Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflections, launching in 2026 across all current gen platforms. It seems like it's going to be a major evolution for the story series, with a fully voiced protagonist, a deeper narrative focused on 2 kingdoms and the birth of twin Rathalos, a huge open world, and a reworked turn-based combat system. As someone who's never really clicked with the main Monster Hunter games, but has loved the stories title since the 3DS days, I seriously cannot wait to dive into this one next year. After that, Nintendo ran through a handful of quick-fire titles: Once Upon a Katamari coming October 24th, Just Dance 2026 on October 14th, and a Switch 1 and 2 port of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero landing on November 14th. Then, PopCap and EA made an appearance with the confirmation of a rumor from a couple days ago with Plants vs. Zombies Replanted, a remaster of the classic game now in HD with multiplayer support launching on October 23rd. EA also showed off trailers for FC Club 26 and Madden 26, both coming to Switch day 1. My personal highlight from the Direct? Easily Pac-Man World 2 Repack. Launching on all major platforms on September 26th, the game will remake what I consider one of the best platformers ever made, and even bring voice acting to the game. There will be some pre-order bonuses, and even a Talkman costume for those that own Pac-Man World Repack. It also looks like even some of the bosses might be redesigned, so I'm really excited to see just how much they spice up the original game for this remake. It also can't go without saying that I can't wait to see how great the music sounds, as this game's soundtrack is really amazing. I highly recommend you give it a listen. After that, we got a new trailer for Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles, plus confirmation that Persona 3 Reload is coming to Switch 2 on October 23rd. Then, a big trailer for Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment was premiered. Nintendo reconfirmed that this game will be canonical and is still set for a winter release. The end of the trailer also seems to tease what I can only guess is like a mechanical Link, so who knows. Now, for the lightning round. Chillin' by Fire, a relaxing game about building campfires, shadow dropped and weirdly became one of my favorite announcements from the Direct. Apex Legends is getting a Switch 2 version. Hella stars a tiny mouse exploring a massive world to survive. Star Wars Outlaws hits Switch 2 on September 4th. Absolutely recommend. Chronos: The New Dawn from Bloober Team got a release date of September 5th. Very hyped for the time mechanics in this game. Yakuza Kiwami 2 comes to Switch 2 on November 12th with an update to the first Kiwami dropping the same day. Then, a montage with Borderlands 4, Goodnight Universe, NBA Bounce, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Wheat Flower Wonderland, Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven, and Shinobi Art of the Vengeance help close out the main Direct. With all that wrapped up, the Direct closed with two new HD 2D games from Square Enix. The first is The Adventures of Elliot: The Millennium Tales, an action RPG where you travel through time with your fairy companion Faye to save the world. Really excited to play this one when it drops next year. The second game was Octopath Traveler 0, a prequel to the original that seems to pull some inspiration from the mobile game Champions of the Continent. It introduces new systems like village building and a large-scale character recruitment system. This game launches on December 4th on all major platforms, and I'm excited to check it out. Overall, I'd give the Partner Direct a B overall. And that wraps up this week's episode of TGP. Smaller episode this week, and as a heads up, we will be taking a small break next week. But make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon to be notified when we return. I've been your host, Brandon Alanis, and I'll see you all soon.